Hello, and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon cast with me, Rangru. And today we have a 1v1 on Punch Bowl from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord Hardened tournament. In the row, on the left hand side, in the blue, we have ourselves Satyr playing as a blue 4 mechanized deck. And on the right hand side in the red, we have Genghis Wolves playing as a Finnish Polis deck. Right off the bat, we have some mortars, fire and smoke in the Bravo, covering the advance for the infantry heading there. Of course, it's blue full mech, so AMX 10s all over the place. Genghis is already leading the charge with an MI8 KT, as well as the Salamander recon plane. A whole lot of anti-air here, so maybe the KT can get some good hits with its ridiculous autocannon fire. There we go, backed up with the Salamander's rockets, completely stopping an infantry push in its tracks. Satyr is making pretty good progress in Bravo here. Genghis not really sending all that much. We're actually going for a bit more of a northern push into Charlie. We got the Puff trying to get that Puma out of the skies, but alas, its missiles miss. I guess that's why they call them missiles. Yeah, Satyr's got a pretty nasty force heading up north too. Going to be able to intercept these two KTs out in the open here for AMX 10s. So we don't want to get the AMX 10s too close to the amount of firepower and not shooting back effectively. Only kills one. Definitely could have gone a little bit more effective, yeah. And down south, Genghis going really hard here. Managing to clear up the ray of his helicopters and bringing up his infantry. A very good push trying to get into Echo. As it's not a terribly hard area to hold once you fully capture it. You put stuff in the forest, you shoot out, and you have a grand old time. A grand old time shooting people, that is. So very good positioning there so far. And especially up north too. Really, in these northern sectors, you don't have to fully capture it. Just as long as you hold on to a sliver, you can neutralize it and deny your opponent a +2 victory area. And up here, especially with infantry CVs, which he does have access to, you just put an infantry command vehicle, or command infantry I should say, it's not really a vehicle, just in one of these buildings, and you force your opponent to play hide and seek. With bombs and small arms. Damn, Genghis going really hardcore down south. Getting Chikaris right up to the alpha zone. Definitely putting quite a bit of pressure here on Satyr's own spawn. Forced him by an M1 Abrams. Only just a regular Abrams at that. Which... Oh yeah, the Australians get the double machine gun M113. Not as cool as the Israelis, rather, to get 3 machine guns in air and 113s. They managed to make the boxiest of boxes, apparently. Chikari's moving up, taking quite a bit of firepower here from all over the bleeding place. And the commandos coming in and the Abrams fire support. I don't feel like Genghis' push here is going to go out well. But it doesn't need to go too well. Just as long as he's diverting attention over here in Alpha, he can build up a better force up north into Charlie. We've all seen him do that, unloading some Panzer Jakaris and Recon Jakaris up north, and moving around his XAs to do a bit of reconnaissance work. At the same time, we've got to realise Satyr has done the same thing. On Genghis' side and Delta got the Gazelle cannon as well as some riflemen. Not exactly a scary force per se. His KT can cower and pretty easily duel the Gazelle and deal with the riflemen. Satyr does have a pretty good opening in the centre here. His Bravo is pretty barren. Heck, his whole northern sector here is very barren. Apart from really a small force here cutting off any reinforcements into Charlie for the time being. I really do love seeing Punch Bowl as a map, as it's a pretty short, spawn, or short trip between enemy spawns, but there's a lot of room to maneuver due to how bleeding wide this entire map is. And it's not just dead space, in terms of outer bound dead space, this is all command zones which you need to control and capture. Verizon Xenomorphs will get you. I don't believe that's what they're called in Dead Space. Some weird name. Big marker, it's turned all the people into weird aliens on the ship. I don't know, it's been a while since I played that game. Oh, a Charioteer being brought in. Always a funky tank to see. Not exactly the best. I mean, you barely see people use cheap tanks, so to speak. Anything below 60 odd points. But Charioteer, not great, but it has a cool name at least. Blue for infantry is definitely going to be able to beat out the Akaris, yeah. And Satyr managing to get a little bit of a breather down south. Though push into Echo will definitely be a bit of a conundrum. We've got the ATGM, the T-55 Recon. Not a whole lot of infantry here from Genghis, but it's mainly just the open ground, which is a great defensive mechanism. A real, like, explosive match, and we're not even 8 minutes in, and it's been all over the bloody place. Riflemen are finally getting hunted down up north here, as we got a whole infantry platoon, or company almost, coming through to clear the forest. It's been a complete 0-0. Neither side has brought up a single command vehicle absorbing combat units. Though actually, scratch that, we do have a gas command coming up north to capture Delta, which should start the command arms race. The XA's managed to get killed down south here. Probably ran into the K-runs and some other nasty things here. Oh no, one of them actually made it all the way around the flank. But he's going to try to put it near this road and start sniping infantry transports. It's definitely going to be very effective, especially if you know your opponent is playing a mechanized deck. There's not a whole lot of armoured vehicles you're going to contend with. And even then, as we see in this deck, it's A1 and M1 Abrams, which isn't all that scary. Of course, with a general Finnish Polar deck, you got Rilks and you got the fancy Finnish T-72. There we go, getting those snipes and rediverting all his forces to try and deal with his APC. Still getting a few kills, but he is going to back off for the time being. But Charlie is being purged of all the Finns there. These recon Finns are soon to be finished. Really, the northern sectors pretty much just being stabilised for both sides, managing to control their respective command zones, but still, does the advantage really go over? Because he doesn't have that Bravo, but he does have Echo. Yeah, he would still have the Bravo. I was doing some quick math, yeah. Genghis would still have the command zone advantage if everything was captured. I've seen the CV being brought up into Charlie. I've seen a push here from Satyr through the center, using some CS vehicles for some close support. I think Satyr should definitely try and exploit more of his central position, which he has. I mean, it is, you know, it's really his best bet, because you can actually get into Delta through this road and try to fight uphill. Once again, don't have to fully capture it, you just need to contest it. It also could potentially try to knock out his supply line, but, well, they're on elevated ground, so that makes it a little bit difficult to snipe the vehicles as they come up. That'd really be the best 1-2 punch. Knock out the supply line, try to capture Delta. Damn, XA is still alive. Low, well, very low in ammunition, only a machine gun left. Like 50 cal, yeah, I completely forgot it has a 50 cal on top. Pretty nasty firepower for an APC. In a little bit of a push here down south here from Satyr. Using his Falcon Jaeger. 3 Danish runs? No, Swedish runs. A few of them around, but probably won't be enough to do anything too major on Echo. A little bit of a low tier from the Panzer Rifleman. Things are starting to grind down a little bit after that rather hectic introduction of the match. I mean, advantage of course still goes to Genghis. He has a 134 point advantage, thanks to how long it took to get that Charlie CV. Whoa! Oh yeah, these guys are flanking around south before, and they've made pretty decent progress. I mean, really, if he's like, the recon infantry, just keep him, yeah, shoot down any helicopters that come out. You can definitely make a money's worth doing that. Or Hawk bomb and run. Going after the infantry, but not doing all that much damage, all things considered. The Eric's got spotted a little bit, firing off rockets, knocking out right on the spawn zone, yeah, getting 1, 2, 3 vehicles, and one of them was a Roland. So, very worthwhile. And now would be the time to run away completely and just try to snipe enemy helicopters. I mean, we're going to be diverting the Satyr's attention for a little bit, trying to play anti-partisan duty behind his own lines, which is never the most fun gameplay if you're on the receiving end. Satyr is making decent progress into Echo. Ends to get halfway into here. Really, if he can just capture Echo, that would give him the CV advantage, as he still has Bravo under control. We're all seeing that CV. Yeah, you need to unload it to start getting that plus run. Need all the points you can get. Charioteers are getting a bit too close here. But surprisingly not getting blown up by... Well, now they're getting blown up by rockets. But a rather decent cavalry charge, all things considering. Sort of died in the first rocket salvo. Genghis getting a good push here if his Panzer carries backed up by XAs. It was LAV-25. Bushmaster on Bushmaster action. Actually, no, this is a different Bushmaster cannon, my bad. Got the XA, it's not a Bushmaster cannon, it's a bloody EMP cannon. Finns have really weird weapon systems, let me tell you. They just buy whatever they can from their neighbours for cheap, or steal them in the case of the Second World War, and just try to slap on whatever guns they can, because their military doesn't have much of a budget. Have a Hawk strike here. What was he trying to kill? Killing a Shreeder's party bus. A poor bus. Yeah, it's really just coming down to a fight over Echo. Genghis is still managing to hold on to his side. Foxtrot being captured, so still neutral point advantage. Oh, not really any advantage, it's neutral. On the Finnish recon infantry did get... Oh no! They didn't get killed, they just made a big hike up and off it. No, these are different ones, they have a different amount of rocket launchers. These ones are killed, they just have brothers up and off. And if he's gonna try and get a CV snipe, not gonna work, has a good defensive perimeter. Some mortar play to soften up units' Neko. BTR is really pushing up quite hard. Comes the Hawks. Not doing all that much, yeah, with those Hawks. Yeah, things have really just slowed down for now. Both sides getting those reinforcements. There's a bit of skirmishing at K1. Taking some rather nasty spike missiles. Actually, getting shot by him, getting hit is well, okay, never mind. Caster's curse, yeah, shouldn't even mentioned it. I killed that K1 and its crew. I probably have a little bit of moral responsibility in regards to their death. Probably have to go to church this Sunday. Oh, it's going to be a lovely bomb and run, stunning up the infantry. It wasn't that lovely, it's pretty mediocre. It's a good push here from Satyr. Using the smoke to block out at 1 BMP2. He has a decent amount of infantry, only one finished recon troop in there. The Erics, I should really call him. The Mi-17 coming in, and it's the one with the big bloody missiles or rockets. And there goes that infantry push. Genghis, because, you know, all the CVs have now been fully captured, he has that lovely +1. This is really going to force Satyr in his best interest to probably try to get a CV over here. He doesn't have any, like, tank CVs. All he has is, yeah, the P4s and the command infantry, so it's a bit risky doing that because it's pretty close to the front line and only one bomb and run is all you need to blow that up. Making a bit of a push from Bravo down south into Foxtrot. Another good maneuver here. You could definitely try to play in this forest and just try to hit Echo and Foxtrot from the north, knock out supply lines, do that work. Genghis is moving up. He's got T-72 M2 Rook. And the Charioteer leading the Ray. Charge of the Light Brigade and all of that, you know. And that K1 knows not to mess about with the Rook. Oh yes, run away. K1 gets first shot. Might actually get the kill here. Yes, it does. Very tight. Only 1 HP and a second later, and that K1 would have been gone. So how effective as K1s can be. They're not that bad. Especially, of course, at closer range, you get increased penetration. And okay, don't really mention at all. Yo, considering this game has almost been out for 7 years now. I think it is actually 7 years now this game's been released. I think most of the players still playing probably know yet. Or I'd hope so. If you didn't, well, here's your fact for the day. I believe the penetration goes up, if I recall, every 175, 250 meters. Someone in the comments, of course, can correct me, because I'm most likely wrong. From dodging those bombs, yeah. See, if you ever get, like, hit by bombs in real life, or a bomber plane is bombing you, just run out the building. You might get a bit of a concussion, but you won't be in the building at least. Overall, yeah, Genghis getting that lovely +1. He has a 200 point advantage pretty much at this point over Satyr. And Satyr needs to make something happen, but he only has 13 minutes. He really needs a +2, +3 really, to be on the safe side, and that's going to be pretty hard. At this point, it's just going to come down to doing something over in Delta here. That doesn't seem to be the case. Fighting over Echo and Foxtrot is going to be too slow for too little gain. He doesn't really have much of a foothold anywhere in this map. He has good defensive lines, but he is not he does not have the luxury to be defensive. He needs to be very offensive. Just don't use any racial slurs, please. War chat has enough of that. That's a lot of smoke. That's a lot of smoke. He's not doing anything with it. Kind of smoking him out. Maybe he's just trying to do very slow chemical warfare death, yeah. He's moving up with the commandos. And the commandos can. Countries, eh. In the M2 Rilk and the helicopters are getting some very good suppressive hits, yeah. Killing most of them before they can get into the town. On the siege plane, lovely strike once again. Yeah, Kari's up, gonna be able to hold off. Another Hawk strike. Another one bites the dust. A lot of airstrikes here from Satyr. Still barely made a dent into Echo. This open field between the forest and the town is absolutely deadly for him. He does know where the CV is. Or kind of knows. He's dropping some more to their direction. But even then, I mean... Oh yeah, Satyr is getting a +1. Oh, what's going on over here? Did he get the CV snipe? He got the CV snipe here of the commandos. That's not bad. Well, it's only a +1 for a temporary amount of time. We're going to be able to really keep his neutralized. And something just one squad of commandos. And even then, Genghis doesn't have to worry too much about keeping it at a +1. He still has a lovely point advantage. It would still be in his best interest to get a CV back on the Delta. Quite a bit more air power now. Blocks and MiG-29s galore. MiG escape, yes he does, but he has another MiG. They're just taking turns now. And here we go, both missiles hitting the mark. That's why you take the lead MiG-29s, yeah. It's kind of a gamble, of course, because you really need both missiles to hit to get the kill, but as you saw, yeah, if you do that, I mean, like very cheap 110 points for blowing up an enemy aircraft, that's worth 120 points, I believe. I forgot the points values. And it doesn't really matter. It's dead. This isn't just looking... It still isn't looking good for Satyr. I mean, he needs to, like, get a CV. If he wants to be ballsy, he needs a CV on Delta himself, but that's going to be a bit of a push. And really, at this point, he should just be selecting everything and just attack moving. He needs to make a push or he's going to lose. Oh, there we go, +2. Oh no, it's just because the Echo CV is relocating. One command guy left with the radio. And the burden of being the only survivor in his squad. It's probably a pretty heavy burden to bear. Another dead NATO plane. Those MiG-29s are pretty nasty. Flag Panzer getting a good ambush shot and a seed plane there. There's a second seed plane. Did he shoot missiles at M113s? He did, didn't he? Is he gonna... Okay, no. He's not gonna release his missiles again. He's just trying to bait out, I think, the Flag Panzer. But Satyr's micro is pretty good. Another push here. into Echo, but there's two M1 Rogue, or one M1 Rogue and one M2 Rogue, and only, well, there's two K1s, and we saw last time they worked out pretty well. And man's in the fight, I mean, 2-to-1 engagements is definitely advantageous. Satyr's getting actually really good tank engagements here, considering he does have the worst of tanks. There you go, CV over into Echo. Hopefully he can keep it hidden. Yes, just under 5 minutes to catch up to over 150 points, 160. Gonna be a bit of an odd task. Oh, did he lose it? He lost it. So he's gonna need another run, and that's time he really cannot afford. At this point, I would say Satyr is pretty much buggered. I don't really see him winning this one. Rocket strike, here we go. Getting some good hits all around. A bit of a suicidal helicopter push here. The Gazelle was just getting shot down immediately. Got the CV neutralization, the Echo, but we got another CV into Delta here. We got a little bit of infantry play, but nothing that Satyr, or nothing that Genghis can't deal with. Satyr will need to deal with it, however. We're getting a good ambush on the MI8, and see how you Charioteers do. They don't have any machine guns, so it definitely limits your anti-infantry firepower. But even then, only 2 minutes. It's just not enough time for Satyr to get anything done. We've got the XA rush. That will kill the P4. If it was a Panzer IV, it might have had a better odds. But even then, that BMP cannon probably could penetrate. Yeah, it would definitely penetrate a Panzer IV. Like a H model with 80mm. Oh, he's just going right in. Because why not? Why not? Almost got to the C. Well, there's two CVs here, but here we go. That's going to be end of time. And Genghis is the victor with a 700-ish points, 800-ish points advantage, yeah. But very good match, really like awesome opener from both sides. Very aggressive all over, just what I like to see in that map. Definitely encourages that sort of gameplay. But after those, you know, initial rushes, attacks, I should say, happened and things petered out, Genghis had the longest straw. Role just by capturing both Echo and Foxtrot early on and keeping control of it, really secured his victory, and of course us having our +2 from capping his +2 sector for a decent amount of time before Satyr managed to get his. But fantastic match from both sides, real joy to cast. And well, I'm gonna leave it off at that. This has been another Rangru cast. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as usual, please just take it easy.